What's up guys, Ruppy here, and welcome to week 5 of the UNPL. Not gonna lie, I'm not used to being in this position. Our Columbus Swoo currently stand at a 1-3 record with a -4 differential. After winning week 1, we have basically lost every game since then. It's been a little frustrating, but I'm always one to keep an optimistic mindset and just try to push forward and see if we can somehow turn our fortunes around. We will see how things go. My team is currently chilling in our locker room. They're trying to keep spirits high as well, which, as long as they're happy and healthy and ready to go, then I will try to do the same. Anyway, as we chill out here on Oni Mountain, we have yet another tough challenge for us. The Uva Division is basically kind of become a big challenge in and of itself, because a lot of the teams are doing really well, and then the rest are kind of in the same boat I am. It's a weird split, but it does create a scenario where we are not exactly already out of playoffs, even heading into week 5. So we still have a chance to turn this around. Let's go ahead and flip on over to the Showdown Teambuilder, because we've got yet another good challenge this week. That being the Appalachian Appletuns, coached by Dapper. His team will be appearing off to the right, and for anyone who has been keeping an eye on Dapper's progress over on his channel, which definitely check him out, he has made quite a few changes heading into this week. So the team I'm facing is not quite the same roster that he has had since the start of the season. It consists of the following: Ursaluna, Munkidori, Gholdengo, Meowscarada, Raine, Moltres, Kumao, Tauros Aqua Breed, Brambleghast, and Electrode. Moltres, Brambleghast, and Electrode are his Tera captains. Moltres can terrestrialize into a flying, ground, or electric type. Brambleghast is Ghost, Water, or Fire, and Electrode is Electric, Ice, and Grass. So, how do I approach this game? Because, Ursaluna is a very prominent threat. No, not much more needs to be said about that. Raine can give it Trick Room, which certainly helps. Gholdengo is just a pain in general. Kumao, I will be upfront, I'm not 100% sure, because I don't see it in the rules anywhere, if the UNPL is allowing or banning the use of Clangorous Soul. I prep for this game assuming it is legal, and making sure I have my bases covered for that scenario as best as possible. Brambleghast is actually an interesting challenge too, because its Wind Rider ability actually kind of shuts down a mon that should be a check to it. And its terrestrialization options actually allow it to kind of be a bit of a pain to my team. Moltres is a very solid wall. Depending on which way he goes with it will determine how I handle it, because I do have options for it. Nothing that's going to outright OHKO it, which you would think I would have learned my lesson at this point. But I think I've got a solid grasp on how I'm going to tackle Moltres this time, as soon as I can find out if it's a physically bulky set or especially bulky set. If he runs an offensive set, then I think I can just wipe the thing out, period. So, let's get into how I plan on tackling this game. And we are once again starting with Raine the Meloetta, one of my Tera captains. Raine has not been having a good time this season, and I feel so bad for this poor mon, because it probably deserves so much better than I've given it. But hopefully that changes this week, because I think my lack of a truly threatening breaker and my hesitancy in using it whenever I have brought it, see Infernape in week 2, has kind of been a big reason why I'm in the position I'm in right now. So I'm hoping to try to break that this week, because it's finally time for Meloetta to don the choice specs. Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Hyper Voice is the set. Pretty much the vast majority of Dapper's team cannot take hits from this thing. At best, they are 2-hit KO'd by it, and that really only falls into the realm of Moltres and Ursaluna. He does have options that can be able to take specific hits, but obviously, Specs is still gonna hurt. And I've decided to go Tera Normal with Raine this week, basically to get a super powerful Hyper Voice off, because outside of Specially Defensive Moltres, Ursaluna, if it's running AV, actually, even if it's not running AV, depending on how much bulk he pumps into it, it might barely survive as well. And Gholdengo and Brambleghast because ghost types. Tera Normal Specs Hyper Voice rips through this team. That said, I actually would not be surprised if he pulls something like, say, Soundproof Kuma-O or Soundproof Electrode in anticipation of this. But both of those mons are ripped apart by Psyshock and Dazzling Gleam anyway from Specs Meloetta. So I am perfectly content with the strategy regardless, because Meloetta naturally outspeeds Kuma-O anyway, and I can take... Meloetta has the natural special bulk to be able to take on a Clangorous Soul Set, even if he gets it off. And Electrode... Let's be honest, that mon is stupidly fast, but it's not the most powerful. So, Meloetta can definitely take hits from it and threaten it. I'm running the standard spread, really just because Meloetta's in this weird position at base 90, where with Dapper's team, either, no matter how I try to speed creep with this mon, either Meloetta's outspeeding it, or it's not. End of story. Moltres and Brambleghast are both base 90. Moltres, if he brings an offensive set, which I'm honestly doubting he will, so more so for Brambleghast, this at least allows Meloetta to be able to outpace them if he tries some sort of speed creep shenanigans, not figuring that I might try to speed creep with Meloetta. Or, worst case scenario, speed tie, in which case I think Meloetta can actually handle Brambleghast in that scenario if it comes down to it, depending on what it's running. So, there is that. We will find ways to make it work, but Meloetta's basically here to break things, and I do, in fact, plan on being a little more aggressive with my breakers this time, because I have learned my lesson from the past few weeks. I am done playing doing the defensive Dance of Death. We are going to find a way to... If it means playing a little more aggressive than I usually do, then so be it. I will tackle this problem accordingly. Though, on the subject of defensive mons, is Laundry Day the Rotom-Wash next on the docket. I'm bringing Light Clay this week with Reflect and Light Screen, along with Volt Switch and Hydro Pump. Full physical defense. Basically, Laundry Day is here to the best of my ability, handle Ursaluna. Hydro Pump threatens the thing and still takes a chunk out of it, even if he's running an AV set. Reflect allows me to take the damage a little better, plus with 8 turns, I can certainly take it on better, alongside the likes of Brambleghast, Paldean, and Aqua Breed Tauros. Kuma-O if he runs a physical set. Meowscarada. But basically, Laundry Day is here to set screens, pivot around, and just be a bulky menace. And anything I can do to weaken the offense he is throwing at me is definitely going to help this game for sure. Next up is Hraesvelgr the Tornadus-Therian, and I feel really bad for this mon, because I have clearly not been using it to its absolute best. I know there were a couple people in the preseason, once we finished the draft, that had high hopes for Tornadus-Therian in my hands, wanting to see it be an absolute terror, and I have not lived up to those expectations. We will see if this game changes that. I'm going to Salt Vest. The 136 speed EVs with a timid nature allows me to outrun Munkidori. Meowscarada is not that big of a deal. Worst case scenario, if he's running a banded set, then a knockoff will hurt. But even still, that's just opening Meowscarada up to take a hit it really does not want to take. Electrode with the AV, I can definitely take it no matter what it wants to do. And everything else, Tornadus-Therian outruns and can threaten or chip away in some fashion. 40 defense EVs give me better bulk, be able to take hits from the likes of Meowscarada, Brambleghast, and to some degree Ursaluna better. Hurricane, Dark Pulse, Knockoff, and U-Turn is the set. Knockoff and U-Turn are for getting rid of items and pivoting around. Hurricane is Stab. You're probably curious about Dark Pulse, and I have a reason for it. And that reason is named Brambleghast. Since Brambleghast's Wind Rider ability completely negates any wind attacks and gives it a boost in the process, I cannot use Heat Wave as a workaround to it being immune to Hurricane to be able to threaten the thing. So I opted to go for Dark Pulse because, 1, it still threatens the thing if it's not Terra'd, and 2, it also gives me another option to hit Gholdengo with. I could have run Focus Blast, but on the unlikely but still possible chance that he doesn't bring Guts Ursaluna, he brings, say, Bulletproof Ursaluna, I didn't want to think I had a free Focus Blast on that thing and then find out, nope, that is actually not the case. Also for Bulletproof Kuma-Oh, but let's be honest, if I see Kuma-Oh, I'm probably going to Hurricane the thing anyway. Moving down the line, we have the return of Algae Bloom the Dragalge. Had a fairly solid effort in Week 2. I think it's actually going to put in a lot of work this game. It's basically kind of supporting Meloetta in terms of being a planned breaker. It's more of a bulky breaker. Its natural special bulk allows it to be able to take a lot of the hits that Dapper could potentially throw my way. 76 defense EVs and the 244 HP investment actually takes things very well on the physical end. Honestly, Ursaluna is and maybe an Earthquake from the Aqua Breed Tauros are probably the only things I would really need to be concerned with on the physical end. But Dragalge is here, it can take hits, Black Sludge will allow it to heal back up. With adaptability, Draco Meteor and Sludge Bomb are going to hurt. I'm also running Surf and Shadow Ball for coverage. Why Surf, you probably ask? Well, it's mostly for Ursaluna. Granted, Draco does a much better number on Ursaluna because of adaptability, but I don't want to just mindlessly throw off Scalds, and then on the off chance he has, say, Guts AV Ursaluna, if I give him a burn, I could potentially be setting myself up for disaster. So if he's not running Flame Orb on it, I don't want to be giving him the status. So that is why I threw Surf on there. Surf works perfectly fine with the extra power that it has over Scald anyway, so I'm actually fine with this trade-off. Next up, Calamity the Infernape, and boy is she red hot after how things have gone the past few weeks. 240 speed EVs allows me to, again, guarantee outrun a non-Scarf Munkidori. Electrode and Meowscarada I can actually take hits from, even with only 16 HP EVs. So I'm actually perfectly fine with that. Flare Blitz, Close Combat, U-Turn, and Thunder Punch is the set. I'm running Iron Fist to be able to get a little extra pop out of Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch is really there primarily so I have a super effective way to hit Tauros, as well as a way to threaten Moltres if it doesn't Tera. Or if it does Tera, I could just pop it with a Thunder Punch anyway if it goes Tera Flying, but getting rid of Fire and Flying does open it up to either Flare Blitz or Close Combat, depending on what Moltres Tera is into. I am running Protective Pads this week. This is an item I have not used before, and I probably should have. That actually probably would have made my life a lot easier in dealing with Gengar last week, in hindsight. Definitely trying to open my mind up to more options that I know I have at my disposal that I have not been utilizing. With Protective Pads, on the off chance he runs a Static Electrode, which I would not be surprised to see, then Infernape is at no risk of being paralyzed if I decide to take that, if I pop that thing with a physical hit. Moltres' Flame Body is irrelevant because Infernape as a fire type cannot be naturally burned anyway. So it's more so for the Electrode and its static ability. Also, if he tries to throw Rocky Helmet at anything to get a little extra chip off on me, Protective Pads will protect me from that. And I would not be surprised to see Rocky Helmet, given that Infernape has basically been my team's MVP since day one. And just for fun, I threw Ditto into the last slot, because he's got quite a few things that can potentially boost. The Tauros can certainly boost up. Munkidori, I think, can. Brambleghast can. Kuma-Oh's the primary target for this. Gholdengo's an option as well. But, yeah, this is primarily to try to take advantage of Kommo-o if he tries to bring it and boost up with it. So, yeah. Having that actually around is definitely going to make him probably kind of deter some of his plans. But even still, I can use Crewmate to get some valuable intel on things and then go from there if necessary. I mean, it's a Ditto. There's not much more that really needs to be explained about it. So, that is the team as we go ahead and switch back to our locker room here. Hopefully it works out because Dapper is certainly on a roll. Yes, he lost last week, and that was the catalyst for all of his significant team changes he made. And this team certainly looks a lot more threatening now. But I think I have the tools to win. But obviously thinking is one thing, putting it into practice is another. So here's to hoping we can finally turn our fortunes around and get back to business. So that said, I will see you guys when it's battle time. Alright, it is battle time. Let's see if I can keep the downward spiral of the Appalachian Appletuns going. And simultaneously break my own losing streak, because, not gonna lie, I know I said it during the team builder, but I am really not used to being in this position. But, I mean, it was bound to happen at some point, I guess, right? So at least there's that. Alright, we have found each other. Let's see what he has brought. So, Dapper brings Moltres, which is no surprise. Polyantauros Aqua Breed. Gholdengo. Munkidori. Brambleghast. And Kommo-o. So, no Electrode, no Meowscarada. No Meowscarada is actually a tiny bit surprising, and I think I'm actually kind of happy to see that be the case. Anyway, so, looking at this team, I wouldn't be surprised if Kommo-o is a rock setter, potentially, if he doesn't want to go the setup route. My safest play is probably just leading Laundry Day and maybe getting the screens up right away. Alternative, I could also go Calamity, but I also just realized you didn't bring Ursaluna either. Or Hatterene, for that matter. So that is actually quite a load off on my mind mentally, not seeing either of them. So I don't have any potential Trick Room shenanigans to worry about. Alright, good luck, have fun, Dapper. Let's see if I can somehow turn my fortunes around as he's gonna lead with the Kommo-os. Well, we're starting off pretty quick here. I would not be surprised if this is a rock setter, honestly, given this. I'm just going to go ahead and Volt Switch out and see what he wants to do. As I outspeed. So he has no speed investment on this thing, because I don't have any speed on Rotom-Wash. This thing is meant to be pure bulk. If he is Hazards, that would be a bit problematic for Calamity. I'm gonna go into Hracevelgar though. If he wants to get up rocks, that is fun. Yep, that's exactly what he's gonna do. So we got a bulky rock setter, and me not bringing hazard removal this week. Fair enough. That one's on me. So he probably switches out here, and I would not be surprised to see Brambleghast come in, honestly. So I'm just going to go ahead and knock off predicting that. See if he predicts the Hurricane. Regardless, whatever comes in, I get rid of its item, which is always appreciated. Gholdengo! I will happily get rid of this thing's item. Which is Leftovers. So, that is certainly appreciated. And with that said, I know I can take a hit from this thing because I'm AV, so I'm going to go ahead and Dark Pulse. Chip away at it. He is quite bulky on this thing. And Thunder Wave. Alright, that kind of hurts. But honestly, I mean, Hracefelger is here to be more tanky than anything else anyway, so I think I'm fine with that. I have a feeling he might switch now, because Gholdengo has already taken quite a bit of damage. So I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn out and see what he wants to do here. Because this thing is Hex, which does quite a bit through the Assault Vest. I'm still going to U-turn out, though. So Rocks Up is definitely an issue. Because I can't get rid of them. Because honestly, going into Laundry Day feels like a good play. I could also just go into Raine. I'm just gonna go into Calamity. Because I probably scare this thing out with the potential of Flare Blitz. And if that's the case, I would honestly not be surprised to see Moltres or the Tauros. I'm still going to go ahead and Flare Blitz, though, just to get damage off on something. Which is going to be the Kommo-o. That's alright, that's fair. Go ahead and pop you with a Flare Blitz, that's fine. Now I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn out. That just get a bit of momentum generated here. So I have not seen what else this Kommo-o is. And I'm honestly fine going back into Hracefelger. I will take Rocks, but we will get to some intel on what this Kommo-o is actually up to. Stealth Rock, Draco Meteor! I feel like there is very little chance you're staying in here after that. I'm still going to go ahead and knock off, though. Because getting rid of items on whatever he wants to throw in is going to be very beneficial to me in the long run. He's going to send Gholdengo back in. Which is fine, because it's dead. I think I don't know if that was a crit or not. I might have missed that. If this is a bulkier set, then without an item, I think... Yeah, that might have been... Considering what it did before... Yeah, that was probably a crit, and if that wasn't, I just missed it because I'm busy typing stuff out. I apologize, Dapper. Regardless, Gholdengo is off the table without causing too much damage, which is fine. Tornadus-Therian is paralyzed, but it's alright. It still has its bulk, which is honestly the most important thing right now with this with Hracefelger. Out's gonna come the Tauros. So it does have Intimidate. That is good to know. Alright. I need to find out exactly what this Paldean Tauros is, because it's going to be an absolute pain the longer I let it linger around. So I kind of have two options here. I could go into Laundry Day. I'm not the biggest fan of that idea, though. I'm also tempted to go into Algae Bloom. Alternatively, and I don't know why I'm not considering this, I didn't consider this idea sooner. I'm just gonna send in my crewmate. Just gonna flat switch, so, because this thing definitely outspeeds me with the paralysis. Because I'll be able to get Imposter off, which will allow me to then turn this thing's own Intimidate back on it, which will allow me to take whatever it wants to throw at me much better. So there is that just happened. And Raging Bull. Fair. Absolutely fair. And I can actually see this thing's full moveset now. Trailblaze, Iron Head, Earthquake, and Raging Bull. So this is interesting to note. This thing is probably definitely not choice then if he's got Trailblaze. I would not be surprised if he goes for it right now, in which case I'm fine with just going for it myself. Well, okay, he's just gonna go ahead and switch, which is fine. Into the Kommo-o. Fair enough. Probably could have done Rocky Helmet Kommo-o. Hello. Okay, so that is good to know. And I know he's got Draco on this thing at least. I have chipped it down quite a bit too. So there is that. I'm gonna send Hracefelger back in. We're just gonna keep this game going. We're gonna throw another Draco at me, which Hracefelger's gonna be able to take. Absolutely fine. Alright. So, last time he switched into Gholdengo, but that thing is off the table now. So I think what I might do instead... I think I'm just gonna flat switch into Laundry Day just to get my Regenerator back. And then kind of go from there. Because I could see Tauros coming back in, which it might just want to switch right back out. Yes, it does have Trailblaze, but I don't think it wants to take a Volt Switch. I could also get my, start getting screens up. Munkidori could come in. Brambleghast could come in. Have not seen that thing yet. These rocks are certainly a pain, but I think we can play around them. KFC, that is the Moltres. So nice to see you, Moltres. Now, this does give me an opportunity to find out exactly what kind of Moltres this thing actually is. I could see a switch coming, in which case I kind of want to Volt Switch out. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and Volt Switch. We're going to see exactly what this thing wants to do. It'll probably out... Alright, you're one of the Tera captains. Interesting that he's Terraing this thing and not the Brambleghast, but I will take it anyway. Tera Electric. Which is fine. Volt Switch is not going to be doing as much. Okay, that kind of hurt a bit. So, you might actually be more offensive than I'm giving you credit for, which is a bit of a problem. That is honestly fine, though. I'm gonna send an Algae Bloom. Dragalge's gonna hit the field, and we are gonna see stuff start potentially blowing up here. Go ahead and get some Black Sludge recovery from the rocks. I can definitely take whatever hit this thing wants to throw my way. I would not be surprised to see a switch, honestly, but... I'm gonna go ahead and Sludge Bomb, because Yeah, I think Sludge Bomb should be a fine play. If this thing is a more offensive one, it's certainly not gonna appreciate it, that's for sure. And I think it might be a more offensively inclined one, given the damage it did to Rotom. Because Laundry Day was at full health when I brought it in. Yes, it took Rock Chip, but... that Tera Electric Tera Blast certainly did a lot. Gonna switch out. Gholdengo's gone, so this Sludge Bomb is definitely gonna be popping something really hard. The Brambleghast! Oh, I will certainly take that. I'm gonna go ahead and Sludge Bomb again. I got no reason not to. Poltergeist! That's gonna hurt. Holy! Holy crit! Well, the good news is the Brambleghast is gone, so that's one potential issue off the table. Downside is, because of that crit, I've almost basically lost Dragalge doing it. Which definitely sucks. It's fine, though. It's fine. It does suck, but at the same time... Let's see... Iron Head, Raging Bull, Trailblaze, and Earthquake. I really don't see a point in preserving Algae Bloom here. If he tries to go Trailblaze, I resist that. So I'm just going to hit Draco on the off chance he tries to overpredict this. Nope, he's just going to go for Raging Bull and knock me out, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So, in the face of this, what do I want to do then? In the face of this, I think I'm actually gonna go Raine. And we're gonna start trying to break stuff. Let's see, given what he's got left... Given what he's got left... I mean, Gholdengo and Brambleghast are gone. Como could be soundproof, but that is perfectly fine. Honestly, Psyshock is looking pretty clean right now. Because I should be able to take any hit from this thing. It's not banded. I outspeed it! I will certainly take that. Goodbye, Tauros! I think he was definitely trying to speed creep for something and was not expecting me to just go timid max speed Meloetta. Granted, I also doubt he was probably expecting Specs, but this is kind of why I brought Specs Meloetta. Because I am in a really good spot right now. Because Como really does not want to come in and take a Psyshock. I don't think Munkidori does either. I can take whatever Munkidori wants to throw at me. We're gonna go Moltres. Which is fine. Tera Electric. Tera Blast. I have no reason not to just click Psyshock again. This is gonna take a huge chunk out of you. Or just crit and kill. That works too, I suppose. Oh, I am sorry about that crit. Obviously, I don't know what the Moltres set is exactly. I'm assuming more offensive just because of the damage it did to Rotom earlier, but that crit probably mattered. I'm not gonna lie about that, and I apologize for that one, Dapper. Ooh. Which makes this all the more interesting because Meloetta is still in an extremely good spot. Munkidori's gonna come out now. And honestly, even if this thing is choiced, Meloetta's natural bulk just eats hits from this thing, so Raine should be... Specs Meloetta, Raine should be able to just pop this thing with a Psyshock and take a huge chunk out of it. Sludge, so you definitely outspeed. You, I think, are definitely Specs based on that damage output. But Raine's gonna be able to get the Psyshock off, and it is not gonna be enough to kill. Which is fine. Absolutely fine. Part of me honestly wants to try to preserve. Part of me really wants to kind of preserve the, Yeah, I'm gonna switch into Crewmate. I could use the differential makeup, so I'm gonna try to preserve differential here. And if this thing is in fact Specs, then it's locked in the Sludge Wave, which Crewmate will definitely be able to take and then outrun this thing. Or at least that should be the case. Another Sludge Wave, which Crewmate is not able to take. Alright. Fair. Fair. So I have two potential options here. based on that damage output, let's see. Yeah, based on that damage output, I'm almost positive this thing is Specs. And if that's the case... If that is the case, then... Yeah, I'm gonna go into Calamity. We're gonna test this theory right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop you with a Thunder Punch, because it definitely KOs you from this range. You're gonna switch. Either he thinks... Well, I've hit this thing with an attack and taken no damage, so he's gotta know I'm protective pads. I get the para off the Thunder Punch. Okay. Don't know how that works. This thing should be in range of a close combat, though. Well, it's probably got bulk to it. I'm gonna U-turn out for the extra chip, and we're gonna figure this out from here. This extra chip is honestly my best bet at this point, and honestly, I'm just gonna sack Laundry Day. That feels like my safest bet right now, because Laundry Day really can't do much of anything at this point. Drain Punch, which Laundry Day is going to be able to take. Okay. So you're a mixed set. And I know I outrun you. So here's something I'm going to do. I'm going to use Laundry Day's last turn to set up a light screen, just to be on the absolute safe side with Munkidori. Oh, okay. Got the para, so that's a thing that happened. I'm just gonna Hydro Pump at this point. Get some more chip damage off on this thing. As he just Rain Punches. That's fine. I know I had a big differential advantage, but I would rather not waste it. I'm just going to send Raine back in for this one. Get another kill, because why not? Raine deserves it at this point. Raine absolutely deserves it. We're just going to click the Psyshock button. I don't even need Raine's Tera at this point. So, goodbye to you. Raine is still up, though probably not for much longer. I'm just trying to check to make sure that I haven't put myself in a potential bad spot here. I'm just going to go ahead and let Raine go, because Psyshock. Fair enough. Because with my light screen, Hraesvelgr should be able to polish this thing off. Easily. Between light screen... Yeah, I'm just going to click knock off and we're going to wrap this up. Hraesvelgr lives on 1. Okay. Ending this on unnecessary dramatics, I guess, but... Was I right on the specs? Show me that at least. Yep, I was right on it being specs, so Calamity outsped and KO'd it anyway. But... Better to be safe than sorry on the off chance I mispredicted the Scarf. So, GG Dapper. I apologize for the hacks. That was definitely in my favor this game, because there were definitely quite a few turns in there where it definitely mattered. And I apologize that I kind of introduced the newest incarnation of your team after all the moves you made to defeat. But I needed this win. I needed to turn things around, and even only on a 2-0, it's better than nothing. I would rather take the win than try excessively to preserve differential and end up blowing it entirely. But that is going to do it. The Columbus Swoo are finally back on the board with another win. Let's hope we can keep this momentum rolling finally. So, thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy, and my Columbus Swoo and I will see you guys next time. Take care.